Next building blocks are compute, storage, and database services. The most famous of the compute elements is Elastic Cloud Compute, or EC2. It allows you to provision virtual instances inside your virtual private cloud. These instances can run on Windows as well as any flavor of Linux. Amazon also provides a marketplace where you can purchase pre-configured instances from third parties. So instead of configuring your own instances, you can just buy the pre-configured instances and you can save yourself a lot of time that way. The second compute element is auto-scaling. Auto-scaling allows you to automatically add or remove compute resources depending on actual usage. You can set alarms to trigger auto-scaling, or you can do it on a set schedule. You can also replace unhealthy or unreachable instances to maintain higher availability of your applications. The third component is Elastic Load Balancer. This basically is the load balancer for web or application servers. You can point Route 53 DNS to the Elastic Load Balancer, and the Elastic Load Balancer will distribute the traffic to the EC2 instances. Elastic Load Balancer also has health check mechanism, so if a certain EC2 instance is unresponsive, Elastic Load Balancer will remove that instance from the pool. The fourth component is AWS Lambda. AWS Lambda is a compute service that runs your code in response to events and automatically manages the compute resources for you, making it easy to build applications that respond quickly to new information. AWS Lambda starts running your code within milliseconds of an event, such as an image upload, in-app activity, a website click, or output from a connected device. You can also use AWS Lambda to create new backend services where compute resources are automatically triggered based on custom requests. The fifth component is EC2 Container Service. Amazon EC2 Container Service is a highly scalable, high-performance container management service that supports Docker containers and allows you to easily run applications on a managed cluster of Amazon EC2 instances. This topic is not going to be on the exam, so we will not be really covering it in detail in this course. However, let me just elaborate on it a little bit. Docker is an open source product, and Docker is all about making it easier to create, deploy, and run applications by using containers. Containers allow a developer to package up an application with all of its parts, such as libraries and other dependencies, and ship it all out in one package. By doing so, thanks to the container, the developer can rest assured that the application will run on any other Linux machine, regardless of any customized settings that the machine might have, even though if they differ from the machine used to write and test the code. In a way, Docker is a bit like a virtual machine, but unlike a virtual machine, rather than creating a whole virtual operating system, Docker allows applications to use same Linux kernel as the system that they are running on, and only requires applications to be shipped with things not already running on the host computer. This gives a significant performance boost and reduces the size of the application. The key takeaway here is that the EC2 Container Service is a scheduling layer for Docker. Alright, now let's move on to storage. Storage consists of 6 elements or services. You have Amazon S3, AWS Import Export, Amazon Glacier, Elastic Block Storage, AWS Storage Gateway, and Elastic File System. Let's take a look at them one by one. Amazon S3 stands for Simple Storage Service. Amazon S3 is an object store. It allows you to store files in the cloud. It has been around since the early days of AWS. We will cover S3 in much more detail later on in this course, and S3 is definitely a very important topic for the exam. Amazon Glacier is a data archival service, so it's basically a long-term storage, and one thing to keep in mind with Glacier is that the file retrieval is slow and it can take between 3 to 5 hours to retrieve a file. You could use Glacier for data that you may need to keep around, but you are not using it on a regular basis. For example, a company's historical data or data that you may need to keep around to meet certain regulations. EBS, or Elastic Block Storage, is block level storage and allows for persistent storage in the cloud. You can install different file systems on EBS volumes and use the EBS volumes to mount to the EC2 instance. You can have magnetic storage as well as standard SSD or provisioned SSD for higher IOPS. The AWS Storage Gateway is a service connecting an on-premise software appliance with cloud-based storage to provide seamless and secure integration between an organization's on-premise IT environment and AWS's storage infrastructure. The service allows you to securely store data in the AWS cloud. AWS Import Export accelerates moving large amounts of data into and out of the AWS cloud using portable storage devices for transporting the data. AWS Import Export transfers your data directly onto and off of storage devices using Amazon's high-speed internal network, hence bypassing the internet. For significant data sets, AWS Import-Export is often faster than the internet transfer and also more cost-effective than upgrading your connectivity. Amazon Elastic File System, or EFS, is a file storage service for Amazon Elastic Cloud Compute instances. Amazon EFS is easy to use and provides a simple interface that allows you to create and configure file systems quickly and easily. With Amazon EFS, storage capacity is elastic. It grows and shrinks automatically as you add and remove files, so your applications have the storage they need when they need it. Alright, now let's move on to database service. Like storage, when it comes to databases, Amazon offers you multiple options to suit the different needs that you may have. Amazon offers Amazon Relational Database Service, or RDS, DynamoDB, which is a NoSQL database service, Redshift for data warehousing solutions, and Elastic Cache, which is a service for in-memory cache systems. Now let's take a look at each one of these in a little bit detail. Amazon Relational Database Service, or RDS, makes it easy to set up, operate, and scale a relational database in the cloud. It provides cost-efficient and resizable capacity. The relational database choices that you have under RDS are MySQL, Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server, Postgres, and Amazon Aurora. Amazon DynamoDB is a fast, flexible, NoSQL database service for all applications that need consistent single-digit multi-second latency at any scale. It is a fully managed cloud database and supports both document and key value store models. Amazon Elastic Cache is a web service that makes it easy to deploy, operate, and scale an in-memory cache in the cloud. The service improves the performance of web applications by allowing you to retrieve information from fast, managed in-memory caches instead of relying entirely on slower disk-based databases. Elastic Cache supports two open source in-memory caching engines, and they are Memcached and Redis. Amazon Redshift is a fast, fully managed, petabyte scale data warehouse solution that makes it simple and cost effective to efficiently analyze all your data using your existing business intelligence tools. Alright, let's move to the next building blocks, which are application services and analytics.